What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to take you through my pull routine, which is actually part of my push-pull legs routine. I realised that I haven't taken you through any of my routines so far. I've only showed you the 45-minute workouts. I want you guys to realise that I don't do those workouts every single day, and they're just a tool for me to incorporate around my uni life, and they should be for you too. I much prefer doing these high volume workouts, which these take more like an hour and a half, but there's lots of ways you can work around these programs, and the main thing to remember is you can take any of these exercises and put them into your program if you feel like that would benefit you. So we started off the routine with pull-ups, and just so I can mention, I'm going to sort of overlay on the screen the sets and reps I do for each exercise, so you guys can pick that up. I'll also try and put the link in the description if I remember. I'll try my best for that, guys. I know not everyone's going to be able to do pull-ups, but there are ways you can work around them. You can add resistance bands to help you. There's lots of assisted pull-up machines, not in every gym, there's not in my gym unfortunately, but of course you can always have someone underneath you helping you, for example. There's loads of ways you can go about it, guys, and I really hope that you give them a go. Secondly, today I've sort of worked in rack pulls recently into my routine. The reason I've done this is because the last time I cut down, I noticed that I was missing a lot of thickness on my back, and the traps were literally almost non-existent. I honestly believe the traps, they are like one of the coolest muscles that you can build up. I think they really do complete a physique, so that's something that I really want to work on this year, and I'm hoping that something like rack pulls, that will really help me towards that goal. I'm just trying to really squeeze and retract the shoulders at the top. I'm really hoping that helps me out this year, guys. The third movement of the day was kind of a weird one. I switched up the lat pull down, and instead of sitting down on the seat, almost stood back from the machine and put my foot on it, standing up and pulled from there. This just sort of changed up the angle, and something which I tried literally this week, so this is the first time you're seeing it and the first time I'm trying it. But it actually felt really good, and I think the key to an amazing physique is changing up angles on your workouts all the time, and changing up angles especially on back. We're very limited in the uni gym, unfortunately. There's not that many back machines, so anything you can do to incorporate movements like this, it will actually benefit you, as long as you're doing them correctly and safely. One of the staples in my routines are the seated rows, which you can see me doing here. This is one of those movements that I really focus progressive overload on, and every single week try and add a rep and beat my form, etc. And by form on this one, guys, I don't mean just rowing, because the form to get down initially, it is quite easy, but it's more of the mind to muscle connection I'm using when I'm doing this movement. You can hear people tell you about it. Like, I heard this for like the first year of my training. Everyone said pull with the elbows and pull with your back, but that's a really hard thing to do unless you're actually in connection with your back, especially because you can't see your back, which is why I think a lot of people struggle with training back. But this is one of those things that you just have to go into the gym and try your best to keep beating every single week, and eventually you will get there. I feel like I've got there now. I can pull entirely with my back and almost take my arms out of it completely. My grip is super loose, and I can feel it in my back, and it's working great for me. Give it a go, guys. I'm going to have to start wrapping this up quickly because I have so much to talk about, but for arms we're going to start off with some hammer curls, and this is because I feel like, well, I don't feel like, I know that I can lift more weights with hammer curls. And the funny story is that when I was younger, we used to see people doing these hammer curls, and we had no idea about fitness. We went to the gym, we were just typical train chest and arms every single day. And we'd see people doing these curls, and we'd be like, oh man, that guy's not curling properly, he's cheating, he's just trying to lift more weight, he's ego lifting, you know? Like, that's not how you contract your bicep, what's he doing? And obviously over time I've come to realise that this is a great movement, guys, and it is a mass builder, it's brilliant. You can add more weight, obviously, and it's just a absolutely sick movement, and how naive we were when we were younger, right? After the hammer curls, though, we're going to move on to more specifically targeting the biceps, so almost like a peak contraction movement. I'm really focusing on, if you take your arm with me, you can do it, guys. If you bring your bicep up and tense it completely, just in a normal position, it will tense. But if you almost turn your wrist outwards, you'll notice that it'll tenses a little bit more. That's what I'm trying to replicate in this movement. I'm focusing on bringing it up and turning out at the end. I'm sure you've heard this before in other fitness videos, but if you haven't, give this a go. One of the key parts to how I've been building almost the inner peak of my bicep, which I actually have really good inner peaks of my bicep, which I notice. That's not bragging or anything, because that only means for me that I need to work on the outer of my bicep by doing stuff like reverse grip curls and stuff like that. But moving on from all that, the last exercise is a finisher, and this is sort of, I picked this up from Christian Guzman's channel, so shout out to him. I'm sure he doesn't need a shout out, and all of you already know him anyway. But you sort of lean over, and the only way I can describe it is you let your arms kind of hang like a concentration curl. All of the movement is coming directly from your bicep. The only thing moving those weights up should be you almost tensing, and you're actually not bringing it all the way up. You're keeping tension on the bicep for the entire, I think I did 10 to 15 reps. Not with super heavy weight, literally just to pump as much blood into the muscle as possible at the end of the workout. That pretty much sums up the workout. Obviously, I'm going to leave you with the outro now, guys. Like, share, and subscribe, and